we met with the brothers, and they provided us with lectures, and they provided us with knowledge, and they went through Islam and secularism and the prolegna of the metaphysics of Islam, and also higher order thinking and other works. We step by step start to understand the problem of secularism and how that impacts our way of thinking, and also differentiate between like a secularized Western worldview and an Islamic worldview, and to understand the differences of assumptions that builds the logical coherence of these different worldviews. And understanding that was key, vital to also understanding our own tradition, because if you don't understand the Islamic worldview, then it's very difficult to also understand the Quran. It's also very difficult to understand the Hadith literature and also the traditional literature of our scholars, of like Al-Haythami, Imam Nawawi, of Imam Al-Ghazali, Juwayni, and so by going through this, we actually got an intellectual framework to understand and to get a context for how we could understand the Islamic literature and the Islamic science in itself. So the current problems that I think that one of the current problems that we have as Muslims in the West is that we are imbued with philosophical ideas coming from Hellenistic, coming from a secular kind of worldview, and we are imbued and we're raised with this within the primary education, the secondary education, and through university education, which means that we learn to interpret our reality within this framework, and this framework makes it more difficult for us to understand the science of the Quran and the science of the universe and the science of the world that we live within. Because what we do is that we get these we see things, but because of our training within the secular worldview, we are trained to not see some things and to see other things in a way that conforms with this worldview. And by learning what we learned from Sheikh Naquib al-Attas and through the Taqabbala institution, it was to go beyond this way of thinking, to be able to understand the reality and the world in a new way, and this created opportunities for us to go beyond our mode of thinking that we had before and go beyond that, and also the ability to think in two worldviews, because we were already raised within one worldview, and then when we got this other worldview, we kind of got two different operating systems that we can use to understand things. To sometimes you look at something and you use this operative system and you understand it in one way, and then you change your system and then you see other things, and this is actually like understanding two languages, like it becomes richer and becomes it becomes richer in a sense.